Hello, everybody. Excuse me. Hello, hope you're doing great. I'm just waiting for everybody to join me and then we can start this live stream. Today, I want us to talk about an important topic, how African parents, really ruin your life, your relationship, and stuff like that. So, before further ado, guys, if you're just joining me, please give me a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. And I'll be so glad if you can share on my side. I'm just going to share, to friends and families. Please help me share. Sharing is caring. So, how is your day going? Where are you watching me from? I want to know where you're watching me from, how your day is going. Hope it's going great and dandy and all those, good stuff. So, guys, I'm going to share. Let me just share from my side. How is your Sunday going? How is your weather? Where you watching me from? And all those, good stuff. Okay. So, guys, like I said, happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you're doing great though. The day is good. The weather today in the morning, it was like sunny. Immediately I went out and I went to church, came back, and everywhere is like it's cold. So I don't know. The weather is kind of bipolar today. I don't know what's going on. So guys, I'm sorry I'm looking down. I'm just, trying to share, you know, from my angle. Happy Sunday to you, Mom. You're watching me all the way from Cameroon. Thank you so much for joining. How is Cameroon today? How is it going over there? What did you eat? How was your service and everything? For me, it's good. Everything is good, though. For me, everything is good on my side, though. Well, guys, like I said, today I want us to really talk about like an important topic. A lot of people, in life, you don't really know, what you should do sometimes, because sometimes it feels like it's just so overwhelming. And the truth is, parents have done a great job raising you. They'll say, "Oh, I gave birth to you." This one is very common with African parents. The mothers will tell you, "Oh, I gave birth to you. I carried you in my stomach for 9 months." It's very common, in Nigerian movies, but most African mothers say that a lot. "Oh, I carried you in my stomach for 9 months," and all those kind of stuff. So don't talk back at me, or you have to do what I want you to do, and all those kind of stuff, right? Which is good. They did good. And don't forget, before I read, because this is going to be a controversial topic, right? And the funny thing is, my mom is watching. So, mommy, you better not come for me. I'm just doing my video and minding my business. Don't come for me, please. I don't want to hear that. Oh, I want to take a cheap flight and come for you. No. So, guys, this is very common. Most African parents, mothers, parents, as a whole, they do a good job and they've done a great job. Thank you guys so much for the love you've given us, your children. But today, I think that it's good. Sometimes let the elephant out of the room, right? Because some people or some parents will be like, "Oh, I gave birth to you. You have to listen to what I say. You have to do what I want you to do." The truth is, how many parents really want to sit down and let their kid do what they want to do because it gives them pleasure or that's what they've always wanted? How many? It's always like, "Oh, I know better. You have to do this. You have to do that, yada, yada, yada," and all those kind of stuff. So, guys, let me come out clean today. I know my mom is going to come for me. So, before she does, let me come for her first, okay, on live show. So, I'm coming for my mom now. Let me come for my own parents in quote to an extent. I used to like to learn the keyboard, for example. So this is a funny story. Like I want to tell you how and why I chose to talk about this topic today. So I always want to learn the keyboard. The truth is to learn an instrument takes time. It takes a lot of dedication and all of that. And also growing up maybe as a young African girl, your mom is trying to protect you, but you really don't see it that way anyways. But you want to do stuff. You want to be happy. You want to, do you want to go out there. But hey, maybe your mom or your family or your father doesn't even want you to do that. I'm trying to increase my volume, guys. Maybe your African parents or your parents as a whole, they don't want you to maybe stay out late or whatsoever, for whatever reason though. It's not your fault. It's just whatever reason. So I'd always wanted to learn this keyboard thing, and my mom would always don't want me to go because that involved me, staying back late after church to practice and all those stuff. So yesterday I called her. I was like, okay, mom, for the times I wanted to learn this piano, and then you refused that I should not do it. So right now, I'm telling you officially that I have one now. So it's up to you. You can pay a cheap flight and come and refuse me from paying. Now, let me see. It was just a joking way, right? And now that my mom is saying, you see your life, I'm telling you, mom. So when I said I was joking and funny and we're laughing, but now I kind of understood where she was coming from because she had explained that to me before. A lot of things were going on. There was one time in Africa, especially my country, Cameroon, they kidnapped a lot of kids. They were kidnapping a lot of kids, raping lots of girls. You don't want to even be out there and you find yourself in that kind of a situation, right? So we spoke about that. So yesterday, I'm just saying this, to laugh and all of that. And the truth is, that was just a side hustle thing. That was just something I wanted to learn. It was a passion. I love music. That was just something that, I wanted to do because, hey, I just want to do it. Like something that will give me joy. But right now, by God's grace, I have the opportunity to do whatever it is that I want to do. Come to think about it, how many kids, how many people do you really have, or how many people have their lives on hold just because their parents told them what to do, simply because their parents imposed, on them what they have to do? How many people? You see a lot of people, they did a lot, like a completely total career. Why? Do they love it? No, my mom, my dad, my auntie, my uncle told me to do this. Hi, Jim. How you doing? Happy birthday. Still your mom. Happy belated birthday. Hope you enjoyed your day. So most parents rather have made their kids live a very miserable and a very vulnerable life. Why? Because they keep imposing on them like, hey, that's right. Everything playable to play, very important. So, your parents will tell you what to do. And most of the time, it's usually different when you want to do something and your parents want you to do it just because, sometimes it's because of their selfish gains anyways. Oh, I want everybody to know that my kid or my daughter is a doctor. Oh my gosh, you need to go and do law and you want to be a lawyer or a magistrate. I want my friends to know that you are the son of so and so of this so and so place. One thing I've come to notice is that a lot of African parents, right? A lot of them love titles. That's just the truth. They love a lot of different kinds of appellations. They want to be called, oh, the son of so and so person. And those titles will not bring you money. As an African parent, those titles will not bring you anything. Instead, when you have those titles with a miserable child, you end up losing your child to other people, to strangers. That's why, it's really funny. This gets me thinking, how come you've never met somebody your whole life, but when you meet them, they show you so much love that some people even forget about their parents, right? Why? Is it that their parents are so bad? No. Why? It's just because they feel loved by that person and that person lets them do what they truly like. That's why the truth is, that's why you hardly see an African kid sometimes really open up to their parents. Why? Because some African parents, or most African parents, sorry to say this, they are so bitter. Most African parents are not only bitter, they are so narcissistic, they are so authoritative. Not because, I want to make it clear, it's not because, in quotes, they don't love you. Your parents may love you, but in the process of them being so authoritative and being audacious in whatever it is they are doing, they make you take that as, oh, my parents don't love me. So you end up just, living with strangers. You see some people, most of the time, they will not come home, not because they don't want to, but because of, the way their parents do things and the way their parents talk to them. So I'm going to say something funny, guys. I just don't want to come on here and just keep talking and talking and talking. I want to really make you practical. But before I talk about it being so practical, I want us to know this. It's different, super duper different, when you are trying to protect a child and when you just, are so harsh to that child, so much so that you never talk or communicate with them. So, like I said, I want it to be kind of open, right? So let me bring out myself out there to you guys. Some people, most of my videos, I'm just sitting and talking. Some people, they will like, oh, Bella, maybe this was going on. I'm a tall girl, like I'm a tall person. I'm tall, right? So one thing I'd always wanted to do, I wanted to do modeling. Now I'm coming for my mom again. I wanted to do modeling, or my family. I really wanted to do this modeling thing because it was and it is a passion to me. So when I went to the university, it was like, oh my gosh, one day at church, I wore this my African gown, I put on my heels. Because although I'm a tall girl, I don't care. I put on my heels. If you are short by me, that's your cup of tea. Go and argue with your ancestors. Don't tell me, oh Bella, you're too tall and you're wearing heels. No, please. There are some clothes that you need to put your heels on to feel yourself, okay? So guys, I went to church and this guy approached me and he was like, oh my gosh, how you doing? Oh, he has a modeling agency, yada, yada, yada. He wants me to, come and start modeling. So, oh my gosh, this is like a dream come true, right? I just had this passion and I had an offer that fell on the plate for me. I was like, sure, why not? I went there and they took my measurements and everything. And, we're talking and all those kind of, good stuff, guys. So I already had like a deal. So I started going to boom, catwalk and all of that on heels for hours, walking, practicing and all those good stuff, right? This was like a little girl who had a lot of stuff going on in her life. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is another time for me to show the world that, hey, I can do this. At least I'm good at something, because then I didn't really know what I'm good at. So when I started doing this, one day my mom, she wasn't feeling fine. She was in a different city. I called her, oh, and my auntie, everybody in my family, oh, I'm not doing modeling. I'm a model. I'm going to film myself. I'm going to be all bougie, all glam. In fact, look, I'm probably going to have the next contract with the biggest magazine. I had hopes and plans and all those stuff. Guys, do you know what my mom said when after I explained myself with all this excitement of like, yes, I'm gonna be the best. My mom just said something in a vernacular, like my mother tongue. She just said like she'd refused. Guys, and that crushed my dream of being a model. Please give me a thumbs up if you are just coming in, guys. It means a lot to me. So my dream of becoming a model, maybe, I had dreams and plans of going for Miss Cameroon, like guys, I don't know if you're feeling me, like I had dreams and plans, I had dreams and plans of being all this bougie, or do you know that dream was crushed? And come to think about it, I felt bad for years and years. I think it's now almost 10 years or 9 years later. No, 10 years later, I still talk about that. Did it hurt my feelings? Yes, it sure did hurt my feelings of becoming, maybe, who knows, maybe I'll have been Miss Cameron someday, or, that hurt my dreams. Do I want, or do I wish that maybe they had said yes? Yes, I wish that my mom or my family had said yes to my goal or my dream of becoming or doing modeling. Now, on the other side, do I think now if I was a model, I would love it? Somehow, yes. And to an extent, no. Because why am I saying so? Because I think that happened for a purpose. It's not really God's plan for me to go into modeling. Looking at it now, now, guys, my auntie's online, she said that modeling, right? Everybody in my family, guys, I'm telling you, everybody refused this modeling thing. And it hurt my feelings so bad. How can a girl from the Northwest region want to do modeling who is tall? I need to make good use of my height, right? All those dreams you have. At least you want to feel that you kind of belong. You want to feel like, yeah, I can do this thing. Why not? That's something I'd always wanted to do. But, growing up now, loving God and having, a different passion, I now just thank God that I probably didn't get into modeling, because look, if I'd gotten into modeling, I think I will have lost track of what I want to do in life as a whole, generally. So you can still model, because I noticed that, and among the people I was modeling with, many of them have a name out there, but a lot of them are doing terrible things just to have their faces on a billboard. So, to an extent, for a parent to protect you, it means that they kind of love you, they're trying to cover you, they're trying to keep you from harm. But on the other side, sometimes the way most African parents come off when they're trying to tell you a no is what really hurts and ruins a child's relationship and a child's life and a child's ego, right? So, guys, why did I tell you these stories? I'm telling you these stories because, hey, there are some things that a parent may tell you no, and it's just for that time. It's not because they don't want you to ever do that. It's just maybe because they're protecting you. Like this modeling dream I always had. Hey, imagine if I was there, maybe I will have living, maybe I will be living a very terrible life just to meet up. I'm not saying that all models are bad. No. I'm saying that a lot of modeling agencies in Africa, especially, they take advantage of young, beautiful girls. So that kind of protected me. Right now, do I think I was a model before? Maybe it would have been a good idea, but definitely that's not my way, guys. That's not the plan that God has for me. So I want us to really talk about how African parents ruin your life, your marriage, your relationship. Because look, I always say this, that for you, if you are living your life, I always say this to all my friends, it's better to be happy and you're single, right? Than to be married and not just so. And I always, one time I was talking to a friend of mine, she was like, oh, Bella, my parents don't love me. Oh, my dad doesn't love me. I feel terrible, that. And I said, listen, it's better for you to have a dad that is dead or a mother that is dead, and and live your whole life knowing that they love you, than for you to live your entire life, 50 years, 30 years, 100 years with your parents, and you know that they hate you. So it's better that, oh, I spent 5 years with my parents and they love me so much. It's rather unfortunate that the evil hands of death took them, than for you to sit for 30, 50, 70 years and you live your life and you know very well that your mother or your father doesn't love you. Like that 70 years is going to be a 70 years of misery, of pain, of everything that you don't want to think of, down the hill of bad depression and all those stuff. Guys, let's talk. How do African parents really ruin your life? First of all, I want to say this because I always say this all the time, right? Life is all about love. I always say this, that God created you and I to love and be loved. So if you have a family or you have children, and this, irrespective of whatever relationship you find yourself in, is to love and be loved. So nurturing somebody is an act of love, because you love them, you will nurture them and all those good stuff, right? So it's the same thing. So whatever kind of relationship that you find yourself in is to love and be loved. So you can have relationship with your significant other and your family and all of that. I know that in this channel or on this channel, I've been talking a lot about maybe having a relationship with somebody, your significant other and all those stuff. So that I want us to talk about the relationship that you have with your parents. How is it going? Do you like it? Are they ruining your life? And all those kind of stuff, guys. Let's talk about how African parents really ruin your life. One thing I want to say out there, African parents, don't think that simply because simply because you married somebody and you now have kids with them, it means that you are now the boss of the gift that the Lord has given you. The Bible says children are a gift. So you have a gift. It doesn't mean that because it's a gift, you have to just do whatsoever with it. Let me give an example. Let's say it's your birthday and people give you lots of gifts. You didn't buy it. You didn't pay for that. And you have so many gifts just because someone gave you maybe a glass. Let's say someone gave you a frame or a mirror. And does it mean that because it's free, do you want to just throw it on the floor? Do you want to just make it fall down and break and shatter? Definitely not. You have to still value it because it's a delicate thing. That's how children are. They're like mirrors. What you invest in them, is going to be a product of who you are as a parent. So if you are a harsh, bitter, terrible mother and or father, and you're doing that, and that is who you are, the same thing is likely going to go into your kids. Why? Because that is a negativity that you're going to invest in them. If you raise kids that are always so depressed, bitter, and all those things, because you have not, in quotes, done a not so good job of being nice, kind, polite, investing your life and all those good stuff in them. What am I trying to say? Am I trying to say that if your kid turns out not so good or bad, does it mean you're a bad mom? No. It just means that, I always say this all the time, that you are not a product of your environment. However, there are some good people. My mom always says this, or my family, they say this often, that the only thing you can do is give birth to a child. You can never give birth to that child's heart. So you can be a terrible mom and your kid end up being so good. However, on the other side, you can be a very good mom and your kid turns out the other way. You did not. You did a good job praying for them, encouraging them, motivating them, and doing all those stuff, but they still turn out bad. But without the birds and all the exceptions and stuff, let's talk about how African parents really ruin your life. They ruin your relationship. They ruin you, because like I always say, if you are a broken person, you can never mend another person. Most African parents, initially, I want to throw it out there, most African parents are broken. Yeah, most African parents are broken. Most of them have inferiority complex. Most of them have ongoing pain that they have nobody to really help them. They have nobody to really push them and say, oh my gosh, I know you are hurt. Because first of all, let's put it in Cameroon, for example, we don't have a lot of facilities that will help you, maybe build you counseling and all those stuff. The only counseling that they probably have there is in church. And when you go there, your pastor does, oh, Jesus, thank you so much. Or, the Bible says, don't do this. Or you're a terrible person who puts you in the back bench for making these mistakes and all those crazy stuff. And they judge you. So it makes people either shy or run away from God, or they don't even want to open up to anybody. Why am I saying this? Because most African parents, I was watching was it like a little documentary or video or something? I don't remember. It's like a year plus ago. This lady came up and told the mom and said, oh, mom, do you know that my stepdad has been raping me? But what did the mother do? This was her biological mother telling her that, oh, you're good for nothing. Don't say that, and bashed this lady or this kid. That was not until this is like the kid got pregnant, and then it's like people were asking, oh, who got you pregnant? And then it was like, oh, the stepdad did that. But this was something that was ongoing. But an African mother will not even listen to you. This brings us to the first step. Most African parents or most African dads, they don't listen to you. I always say this all the time. Just because I have ears doesn't even mean that I hear or I listen. Why am I giving this thing? Most people, most parents scream, they yell, they shout. That's their way of talking, which, don't get me wrong, is different when you're loud, because the truth is 98% of Africans are loud. I'm one of them. I'm a loud person, not like in a rude way. Like, when you meet your friends, you want to hype yourself up, talk, laugh, discuss, all those kind of stuff. Is different, right? But most African parents don't even listen to you. This is all about like, oh, I'm the leader, I'm the boss. You do what I say. If you don't do, or if you don't want to do what I'm saying or I'm telling you, you better leave my house. That's the ultimatum, that they do. Guys, look, let me tell you guys, talking about this, I know my auntie is probably watching me from Cameroon as well. Let me tell you guys some funny thing that happened. So one time my auntie told me to do something, right? And I was like, oh, auntie, I'm not going to do this. Or she was like, oh, she doesn't want me to do stuff a particular way. So, I was trying to be saucy to her, to like, really, why are you telling me that? So I was like, oh, mommy, I said, Mommy Jane, look, this is my auntie's house. So I can do whatsoever I want in my auntie's house. And I was telling her that let her go look for her own auntie, to do, feel free, just, when you go somewhere, you just want to feel free, you sleep on the chairs, you're just flexing. So she was like, this act of sleeping on the chairs, and doing stuff, she's not okay with it. I'm like, oh, I'm in my auntie's house, I'm feeling myself. So, that was just like a side thing anyways. So what am I trying to say? Most African parents, they don't listen. most African parents don't listen at all. Most African parents, they'll tell you that, oh yeah, I'm listening, but trust me, they are not. They'll tell you that, oh, if you don't want to do things my way, you better leave my house because, hey, it's supposed to be, they say, get as it be. Huh? So African parents from today, please try to listen to your children. So I want to talk about the second reason I want us to talk about how your parents ruin your life and how they ruin your relationships. First of all, you for a relationship to work, you and your partner have to be the primary people in that relationship, right? It's not about bringing your parents. I'm sorry about the noise. It's not about, bringing your parents and all of that to your relationship that will make you work. No. One thing I notice is if you are a human being and then you always want to bring your parents to your relationship, or if you're a guy, you cannot talk to your wife or your woman all the time, calling this, calling that, talking. Oh, this person, oh, mommy, go and talk to this person. First of all, for somebody to go and sell your market for you in quotes, that's a no. So don't, they always, first of all, this thing, I want to say this before I continue talking about this. I've noticed many African parents, what do? They always want to be the center of your relationship. Oh, when are you having kids? Well, before even the relationship thing, most African parents, they don't want you to date nobody. You never bring nobody home that, oh, this is my boyfriend. But they want you to get married as a girl. Like, how is that going to happen? It's just really crazy. And one thing I notice how African parents ruin ruin your life and your relationships is you, the lady. They'll tell you that, oh, you, this lady, this relationship did not work. Your marriage is not working. They'll blame you for a failed relationship. They'll blame you for that failed relationship. They'll tell you, oh, you're good for nothing. If this relationship is not working, it's all your fault. I was talking to one guy the other time. He texted me. I was, complaining about his relationship, and we're just talking about it. And it's like, oh my gosh, I cannot even believe it. I've tried to say, oh, let me leave that relationship. But, my mom keeps saying that, oh, I have to stay in the relationship. They keep imposing that I should be here, and all that crazy stuff. Your mom or your family keep telling you to be in a relationship because of the gain. What will people say? You're still in that relationship that is abusive or toxic. You're so scared. What will people say? Your African parents, especially for women, they'll tell you, oh my gosh, if your relationship is failing, then it's the woman's fault. Oh, if your relationship is failing, then it's your fault. You're good for nothing. You're not cooking. Oh, they make your life as a woman or as a girl think that if you cannot cook, you're not cleaning, you're not doing house chores, you're good for nothing. Your relationship is failing because you're not having good sex with your husband. All those things. Why? Because they have stereotyped you, this beautiful lady, that you have to be this perfect and imaginary person that doesn't even exist. Your parents will tell you to be this perfect lady. Oh, you have to take care of your husband. Oh, a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. You cook for him. Oh, you do that. You have to go to your work. You have to do lots of stuff. How are you going to make that happen? How are you even going to make that work, guys? You're not this perfect, because the crazy thing is the parents telling you to be this perfect person. They are not even perfect themselves, right? I'm not trying to step on toes. They are not even perfect themselves. Yeah, they want you to be this perfect person, this person who feels no pain, like you have been numbed with things of life. Your parents will ruin your life, your relationships, by telling you that, hey, your relationship is not doing good because of you. Oh, when the lady is not maybe bearing children or not having children, oh, it's her fault. She had lots of abortion. Oh, it's her fault. She's good for nothing. Oh, I know that her family, they are good for nothing. You see this kind of girls. I know this one. Oh, now waka waka girl. All those kind of crazy stuff. Why? Because African parents most of the time always blame you, the woman, for that. And that's how they ruin your life for you, because they make you feel that you're good for nothing. They make you feel that you are not even worthy. How many African parents will tell their kids that you're beautiful? I don't know. Maybe you grew up in a family that is very developed, very civilized. Like now that it's even now that your family will tell you, "Oh, I love you." Back in the days when you're growing up, did they ever tell you, "Oh, you did good"? Like, guys, let me tell you one funny thing about. There was one time when I was growing up, mathematics wasn't even like a good subject for me. Like, I liked it, but I didn't care for it. So in primary school, math was really a tough thing for me when I started. So my family did, invested in me by, I had different kinds of family friends who used to come and they started teaching me mathematics. Guys, I started loving mathematics, right? So much that I was doing good at it. One day, guys, look, I have so many stories today. I want this live stream to be so relatable and stuff like that. So one day I did the best I could. And not only doing the best that I could, I did to the best of my knowledge, it was the best. I came out tops in my class and I had a 95, or was it a 96? I don't remember. But I had one of them. It was either in 95 or in 96 because I did not complete my work. But whatever I did really good in them. So when I got home, I was tops in class. Like the person who was coming after me had like a 90 or something. But everybody was like, oh, that's a great job I did. Do you know when I got home, guys, I'm telling you, instead of my mom, because my mom was not home, my mom used to work and come back late. My mom is in trouble today with me. So my mom came back home. My auntie, everybody were so excited. Remember, this subject or this mathematics was a very terrible subject for me, right? Come to think about this, my mom, when she came back home, she asked me where the 4 points or the 5 points had gone to. And I was looking at her like, what is she talking about? I was like, Mommy, I came out tops in my class. She said she understands me. And she was like, what happened to the 5 marks? So she wanted me to get 100%, guys. And I'm telling you, not that I'm bashing my mom, and I understand because sometimes when you tell people like, oh, you're good at this, you're perfect at this, it gets to their heads and they don't want to do better. And let me tell you guys this funny story about myself. I have a lot of childhood stories, guys. My auntie, we used to do something, it's like dictation, right? Where she would read a passage to me and then I'll try to spell the words. So it was a way that she was teaching me spelling and my ability to hear, listen, and retain that. So we used to do that in school, like they'll say reading comprehension and all those stuff. So if you're watching me, please give me a thumbs up. So when my auntie was, doing all of that, my auntie used to read. Then my auntie was in the university, and she would read, her thing in the like her stories. I think she was doing. I don't know if it's literature or English. I don't remember what it was, but she had a book. When I came back from school, I was expected to read this book. Although I did not even understand what was in the book, I would just read it aloud to help my reading, my English, my ability to read English. So when my auntie came back one morning, so in this reading comprehension and dictation, whatever, I had to put commas and full stops, when need be. She wasn't telling me. So she would just come and read this university book. Remember, I was like in grade 3 or grade 4, and she was teaching me I was reading final year university books, guys. So my auntie came one time and just woke me up in the morning and was dictating stuff to me, reading and reading and reading. And then I was watching and listening. And I was writing, and there were some I didn't put a full stop, I didn't put commas and all those stuff. I remember very well when my auntie marked the paragraph. It was just a paragraph, guys. When she marked the entire paragraph for you, I had a minus on 50, like a minus. And this pissed me off so much. And I remember I told her, I said, Mommy, Mommy Jane, you're so mean to me. Why are you giving me minus? And I was so pissed. I was so discouraged. And she told me that I'm owing her marks, that in our next session, she will actually subtract the marks from there. I was so pissed. And that thing really hurt my feelings. And I told her that all these are stupid English books. I don't want to do it anymore. And the next day she woke me up again, to do it. And I told her that I don't want to do that because I keep failing anyways. But she kept encouraging me that I can do it. And guys, lo and behold, I kept improving on my English thing. Now she challenged me. It's different. Why am I telling you this story? It's different when, as a parent, you challenge your kids to do better, but in it, you still encourage and push them in love. But most African parents, I'm telling you, they'll tell you you're good for nothing. Just like my mom, when she'll tell me, oh, where did the 4 marks go to? I'll be wondering, like, where did these 4 marks actually go to? I want to get it. They should take me out, go buy me ice cream, soya, bread and chocolate, candy, and all those good stuff. And then I'll be coming back so glad, like, oh, I was tops in my class and my mom got me this. So the next time I want to do better. So when I come out first in my class, I'll be so glad. I'm going straight to my mom's workplace because I know she's gonna buy me ice cream. Guys, it's not now that ice cream is so common. Back in my country in Cameroon, ice cream is like there was one in the cone which was more expensive, or which is more expensive. And when you have that, it's like it's luxury for you. Back then in a hot afternoon after 2, when I get home, I'm not going to eat the food at home. I'm going straight to my mom's workplace because, hey, I came first. I know she's going to spoil me. Why did I look up to those moments? Because they believed in me. They pushed me to be a better version of myself. But you know what? Most African parents, they don't listen to you. They blame you for everything. Your relationship is failing. They blame you. Your mother-in-laws, they know that you're not having a child. They blame you, the woman, forgetting that 2 people have to come together to make a baby. Sometimes maybe you're not doing well, maybe your career. They'll tell you, oh, you're good for nothing. Your classmates or your friends already have 10 houses back home and you're still there, you've done nothing. They don't know what some of them are doing. They don't even encourage you. They always compare you, which is the next thing. Most African parents ruin your life by comparing you with other people. Oh, so and so already got married. Why are you still single? So and so, they bought a piece of land. Why don't you have one? They forget that even their own classmates, some of them are richer than them, although some of them may be poorer than them. Some of them have even died. Why didn't we, their children, compare them and say, hey, your friends have built houses, they are driving in expensive and luxurious cars. Why are you not like that? Most African parents will ruin your life. Like I'm telling you guys, they'll make you feel like you're good for nothing. They'll make you feel like you're not worthy enough. They'll make you feel like, you know what, I don't think I'm anything. Why? Because most African parents, like I said, they don't listen. They don't even push you. They blame you for any kind of failure that you record in life. They blame you for just whatsoever. If you don't have enough money, they blame you for that. Forgetting that life can be super tough sometimes. Life can be super, super tough sometimes. Yep. So the next thing I want to talk about how African parents really ruin your life, guys, is sometimes they'll ruin your life and your relationship by thinking that you are still a kid. Most African parents, like sometimes my mom will say something to me or my family, I'll be like, mommy, I'm not a kid anymore. It's just funny. Like sometimes it's crazy, right? Like my mom, she's in Africa now, but sometimes I'm talking to her, oh, did you eat? What are you gonna cook? Oh, have you not don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they shouldn't show concern, right? But they still think that you're a kid. They'll be like, oh, have you cooked this? Oh, okay, do you know how to cook it? They'll start, my mom especially will explain that, oh, cook this, and you could put this thing there. I said, mommy, I know all of that. You don't have to keep saying those things over and over. I will eat, mom. I'm not a kid. I know I'm gonna eat. Sometimes they'll be so concerned. Oh, I've been calling you since morning. You haven't responded. Are you okay? I say, oh, mom, I'm okay. Now, why am I giving these examples? They think you're still a kid and they bring that to the decisions that you want to make in your life that matter to you. And sometimes, even in your relationships, your family or your parents will bring that thing to you. They think that they are still changing your diapers, or maybe they think that you're still that baby that they had. Sometimes I tell my mom, mommy, I'm not a baby anymore. I'm going to eat when I want to. She'll be like, well, I know you think that you're all grown, but you're still my baby. I say, mom, I know, but I'm not like baby. Why am I telling you guys this thing? Most African parents will ruin your life by actually coming or bringing that attitude. My auntie said, trust me, yeah. They'll bring that attitude to your relationship and to your life. Maybe you don't want to do nursing. They may force you that you must do nursing because nursing is pain. If you don't do that, then just forget it. And some of them, they'll threaten you. They'll threaten you that, you know what? I'm going to disown you if you dare do this thing. And with that, it ruins your life, because what I'm talking about, this ruining that I'm talking about, is about your mental health, your mental ability to even respond to things in life. If you are a parent and you don't listen to your kids and all you do is yell, you must do it my way. No, it's not going to work like that. You know, on this channel, I always tell people that if your mental health is not okay, if psychologically you are not happy, you can never be productive in life. You know, I've come to realize a lot of stuff. Okay, so growing up in Africa, most parents want you to either get into the medical field because it's lucrative. They want you to get into different branches and all whatnot in life, right? So if you don't get into those, what happens? You're not good enough for anybody. Oh, my daughter is a doctor. Oh, my so and so is Dr. So and so, Dr. so and so's mother. Oh, Auntie so and so's son is a doctor, you know, or a daughter is lawyer, barrister. That's what they care for. Imagine if all of us have to be medical practitioners, what will become of the world? If all of us have to be lawyers and barristers and all those names, what will become of the world? You know, even the Bible says that all of us cannot, the whole body cannot be an eye. There's leg, arm, foot, and all those things for different purposes. Why am I saying this? African parents, stop forcing your children to do what you want them to do. Give them an opportunity to explore what they want to do. I remember vividly some parents will say, oh, don't play football, this football thing, that's sport. Some people are born to be athletes. Some people, they'll go to school to be maybe a medical doctor or to be engineers and whatever, PhD holders. They will come back home and not be able to feed themselves. Why am I giving this example? Some people are born to be athletes. If you are forcing them to go to school to learn something that is out of their norm, then you are ruining their lives physically, you're ruining their lives emotionally and psychologically. It will make them to grow up and feel that they are worthless. It will make them feel they are good for nothing. You know, the other time I was talking to my mom and she was expressing some frustrations, you know, to me about how, you know, there's another family friend who wants to, you know, do what they really like, but their mom is like, no, 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 don't do this, don't do that. Oh, you're not my son or my daughter. If you don't do this thing, you cannot go and do it. You must do this one. And now this family friend came out, was expressing, you know, their disgruntlement to my mom, like, oh, mommy, I don't even know. I've told my mom I want to do this. I've told my family I want to do this. They don't want me to do it, but this is really what I want to do. Imagine how many people's egos and the pain that people go through, the children go through, simply because the parents force them to do what they, the parents want, not even what the kids want. Oh, you better do this. Now you see people go to school and then they leave and they have nothing to show for, simply because they want everybody to do one thing. If all of us want to be doctors, who is going to be an engineer, architectural designer? Who will now do stuff? If all of us want to be barristers, when you're sick, who is going to help you? Nobody. So give people opportunities. You know, I've come to realize that in Africa, when you have a hand work, they will term you as that one, you're good for nothing. A lot of people who do maybe hairdressing or do hair, people tell us, you know, parents, most African parents always think that those people are nothing, or people that cook, or if you're a cook, you cook to sell food, or be like, this one, that's no job. Forgetting that they need those services as well, irrespective of who you are. It does not matter. You can be rich or not rich or whatever. You definitely need your hair done. It doesn't matter whether you are the richest or you are poor, you will still need to eat food. You can still be there and you design clothes or you sew. Why can't you think of it like, oh, my daughter would really like sewing, or my son loves sewing. Let me buy them a machine, and we can even start by doing it in a big way. Make sure she goes to, you know, a fashion and designing school, and then they get out of there, open her a very big, expensive and luxurious boutique, and she does things, and she can start sewing and supplying these things to ministers, or start a clothing line. Why do African parents not even think like this? Why do they not even think that, oh, my daughter, okay, she's now, maybe she wants to do hair, or my son wants to do hair, manicure, pedicure. Okay, I'm going to open a very very luxurious thing. Let her go, or let them, they should go and learn nails, spa, all these great things where people will come there and feel comfortable, and they will pay good amounts of money to get themselves put together. Why is it that somebody, maybe your kid may love cooking, they want to be doing that as an art? Why do African parents not just say, oh God, I know my daughter loves cooking, let me send her to a school where they'll teach her how to cook, she'll be able to do decor and designing things, she can become an event planner, and she can have a big restaurant where she does this, and even open a school on her own. But you see that most African parents ruin your life, they'll ruin your relationship, because they will tell you, no, you're not going to do this. They will not even encourage you. They will not motivate you. And then you grow up feeling so broken, and you are this beautiful girl, or you are this handsome guy. You grow up feeling like, oh my God, I don't think I'm worthy. I don't think I'm beautiful enough. And before you even know it, you go out there, and then a guy will tell you that, oh, you are beautiful, or a sugar mommy somewhere will tell you, oh, you are so handsome, and they will bring you in and deceive you, tell you whatever, because that is the only person that you know that has shown you love and likes you and has told you you're beautiful, because your parents, they've always said you are good for nothing. And what happens? Boom, there you are. Boom, you know, you just make not so good choices. Why? Because the foundation has been broken. So African parents, you have to make sure, if your kids want to do something, talk to them, discuss with them, why do they want to do this thing? Look, I've realized that it's not even school that puts money on your table. There are many people that are PhD holders. There's somebody I know in my country. This man was like one of my friends, back in school was their dad. This man doesn't even have a first school living certificate, or maybe that's what he has or something. But this man is a millionaire. Our lecturers that have PhD whatsoever, some of them don't even have the money that man has. What am I trying to say? Don't measure someone's success, or don't measure your kid's success as a mother based off of the kind of career that they want to do in life. Don't. But I've noticed that most African parents, that's what they do. They measure their kids' success based off of what career they want to do. That is a no-no. You ruin their lives. You ruin their relationships, because listen, remember that the relationship that they have with you is just one of the many relationships that they have, because they grow up knowing that they are good for nothing. The relationship that they have with you will be ruined, because they know that they are broken. Even the relationships that they have with their friends or their circle of friends will not be so good. The one they'll have there with their significant other will be terrible as well. Why? Because you introduce bad seeds of you're good for nothing. Oh, you're not good enough. You are not worthy enough. Oh, if you don't do this, you will never do this. Remember that words are seeds. When you plant those terrible words to them, trust me, you blame them for everything, they'll grow up feeling like that. That's the next thing I want to talk about, is that most African parents ruin your life, your relationship, and everything with the bad words that they talk to you. Only very few people will tell you, or few African parents will tell you, oh, my daughter, you are beautiful. Oh, you are good for something. Well, I know that, things may not be working out for you the way you planned, but I trust God. I trust that you will do this. Oh, you're going to school. Your grades are not so good. Well, I know that, it may not be what you want it to be, but you will definitely get there. How many African parents would tell their kids like that? No, only few. Most of them would tell them like, oh my gosh, you are not doing this, your so and so friend is this, you're good for nothing, and all of that. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Very, very crazy. So what am I trying to say, guys? And beautiful people, if you are a parent, or you already have kids, or you're still to have kids, try to make, excuse me, that change. Let the change start or begin with you. Begin to sow seeds of goodness, joy, peace in the life of your children. I'm telling you that you will even be more happier. Life, I've come to notice, life is not even about the career that you're doing. Life, I know you have to work hard and all of that. Sometimes it's not even about working hard. Because if it's about working hard, guys, in Cameroon, you know, we have like the market where we go to get things done. There are some people that work super hard. It's not about using a lot of energy to say as well, because there's what they call like a truck pusher. It's like a kind of trolley where these people mechanically or manually rather push a lot of loads and things and push them to and from the market square. So if it's about hard work, and those people will actually walk about a mile away from the market, or let's say half a mile or so, before they can make any good amount of money. So they may work the entire day and not even make up to $20. But some people will go to the office, they will not even put that amount of energy, but they'll make good money. Yeah, they will make good money. So, guys, like I'm saying, you know, most African parents sow seeds of goodness in the life of your children. That day you don't have, you know, broken children and all of that. One thing that your family, your African parents do, like I spoke about, they dictate everything to you. You must do it this way. It has always been done this way. It's going to be the family tradition. You know, you have a kid that really loves music and they want to get into the music industry. As an African parent, you could encourage them, okay, this is what you want to do. I can get you a vocal coach, learn an instrument, or do something. But most people, most African parents will not do that. You know, they will not do that. But one thing that makes me laugh all the time is most African parents, they will be against what you want to do. But when you now succeed, or when you now succeed, they'll be like, oh my gosh, this is my son. I've always known that my son, you will do this. Oh, my daughter, I've always known that you will make it in this life. That's funny, right? Because before, when they started, you were not for them. You were not for whatever it is they're doing. But when they now, against all odds, when they kept saying, okay, I'm going to do this, what happened? You brought them right back. Yep. You said now, oh my gosh, my daughter, I knew that this music thing that you've always wanted to do, you will succeed. But you forgot that when they said they want to start the music thing, you know, you refused it and you said, no, you know what? No, 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 that's not going to happen. Whew, guys, I'm telling you. So I know I spoke and I highlighted the fact that most African parents want you to live their own lives. Yeah, most African parents want you to live their lives, which is wrong. If you're an African parent listening to me, your life is your life. Don't make your children live your life for you. Just because you did not go to school to a certain degree, don't tell your kids, oh, you know, I had a degree, you need to beat my record. Go and have PhD. Please, nobody got time for that. That school, if that's not what will put joy and happiness in someone's life. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against education. You know, I'm not saying that don't send your children to school, but I'm against the fact that your main reason for letting or wanting your children to go to school and have a PhD is simply because you want to boast among your friends and say, oh my gosh, you know, my daughter or my son is a PhD holder, just because you want to feel known in the town. No, let them go to school because they want to. And some parents even have the audacity when your kids say, no, mom, I don't think that I want to maybe have a PhD in this thing. Maybe I should do it this way. You become so mad and annoyed. If you really want to, you know, have a PhD holder in your family as a parent, why don't you just go to school and go do that PhD yourself? Be that person who will be a doctor, somebody, not forcing your children, you know, to do it simply because of your self pride and you being egocentric and stuff like that. Parents, you can do better. I know I'm coming for you guys. Yeah. So don't make your children live your life for you. Let them live their own lives. Everybody's different and unique in a good way, you know. One thing I believe that African parents ruin your life in quotes is the fact that most African parents don't really talk to you about the ordeal of life. You know, they give you this mirage and this idea of, oh, you know, this life, don't bother. You know, they'll always say, oh, do this, don't do this. You know, that's it. They don't give you a real thing like, you know what, this life is like this. You better be careful the way you do this. Most African parents don't really have a talk with you like, oh, my daughter, how is life going with you? How is life treating you? Most African parents sometimes they're okay with you, they're d'accord, with you, maybe just making money. Most of them will not even ask you, what are you doing to do this? What I know you're not working. How did you even get it? This gets me thinking, although that can be kind of annoying sometimes, because one time I'd send my mom money and she was like, oh, what do you do to get this? How did you get? I'm like, so I cannot send you money anymore. Well, to me, I wasn't mad, but hey, it's because they want you to be accountable, right? They want you to be accountable. Like, okay, what did you do? I know, don't bother. I know things are hard. Don't do this. Which is a good thing to do. But some parents, they don't care how you make it. They just want you to bring money home. I was talking to a friend one time, and she was telling me there was a point in her life her mom doesn't even care. Her family, even her dad, they did not even care how she brought money home. When the money comes home, good and fine, they take the money, eat, cook, and that's it. They don't care how she makes the money. Nobody ever asked her how. And one day when she became pregnant, she now had this girl, and the mom was like, oh, and the father, they were all like, oh, you're good for nothing. This kid that you brought home is like a bastard kid, whatever. She was like, mom, when I was bringing this money home, none of you ever asked me where I got the money from, right? But right now you're like bashing me and all those stuff. Why am I saying that? This kid or this girl now became frustrated about everything that is going on, about everything that is happening. Why? Because she wasn't accountable enough. You never spoke to her about life. Like, hey, daughter, I don't want you to live this kind of lifestyle. One time, I was talking to another person. People make not so good choices in life. Just because you make or you are making not so good choices, you don't want your kids to make that as well, right? But some parents don't care. They want you, they will not talk to you about life. Oh, don't do this for this. I know I did this, but I need you to not, do this, like explain to them about it. I think African parents, you need to do a better job explaining to your kids, talking to them, encouraging them, but you do that in love. And one thing I noticed, most African parents think that their own way of correcting kids is only going to be by beating or yelling and screaming, although sometimes the look doesn't even help either. It's like a balance. Most people, the only way they talk with their kids or to their kids is like spanking, yelling, screaming, swearing, and all of these. Though that will not even work. Guys, look, I know this is going to be a funny story. Growing up, if someone is trying to say something to me, maybe pass a message to me, even till now, even, and you're trying to yell, guys, look, it's going to be like you're throwing water on a desk, but I'll be like, why are you screaming? I'll be wondering, like, why are you screaming? Oh, it's never gonna work. It's like I'm not hearing at all. But if you come to me, like, this thing you did, so, I'll not be like, oh my God, I'll be so remorseful, like, okay, you want us to talk. Then if you come and you're yelling, oh, look, my where we used to live back in Africa, we had this neighbor all the time. This lady would scream and swear at the children. Oh, this Balok picking, you're good for nothing, stupid, idiot, insult. I'll be like, wow, that lady was gifted. I'm telling you that she will start in the morning until night. She will keep swearing all the time. That lady used to be a talkative and all the time. And the funny thing is that lady's children were going through a lot, and they will always come to my mom or come to our own house and begin to talk to my auntie or my uncle. Like they will come and be talking to people, like in the house. But now you are a mother, you don't even know what your own children go through. Why? Because you've made the house like so tense, super duper tense, and they cannot even, be happy or even talk to you. So it's kind of crazy, guys. So the next thing I want us to talk about is the fact that your parents, they always compare you with other people. That's one of the things, that really ruins children's lives, it ruins families and stuff like that. A lot of parents, they ruin their children's life when they compare them. Oh, so and so already has 70 children. Why don't you have any? So and so has traveled, or you're still here, you're not doing anything. Stop comparing. Like I said before, don't compare your children. Don't compare your children with other people. Your children are beautiful, they are amazing in a unique way. Don't compare your children, with others. And something I noticed too is that they force you to get into a career. I know I spoke about that as well. Your African parents will ruin your life. First, you get into a career, especially in maybe in a developed country, you go and get student loans. You realize that you don't like that country. You leave and you come back, and then you know, just making you feel miserable and stuff like that. You know, one thing I noticed with African parents, they always tell you, don't do this, don't go out at night, don't do this one, don't talk to this person. Why don't they tell you the things to do? It's always about don't. Why don't she tell you the do's? Do this. Oh, I need you to get up early and do this for me, please. Or do this, get up early to be a better version of yourself. No, they don't tell you that. Don't go out of this house now. I'm talking to you. Don't dare go out. You know, they scream and all those stuff. It's always about don't. When will you African parents, when will we African parents start saying do this, and not don't? I know it's hard. I don't want to say it's a cultural thing. I want to say it's not. It comes from it comes from us not being so sensitized about the power of words and how we impact our children. You know, one thing I notice is most African parents, they have been so programmed so much so that all they're interested in is their child's physical being. Yeah, your physical being, like your status socially, your social status comes first before your social being, as even like your social being is first. Oh, let me go out there, let people know that I have children. That's what they care about. They don't care if they are treating those children right or not. Oh, let me go out there and let people know that my child is now the boss and the chief of Motombolombo the first. You know, the title, the name calling. That's what most African parents are interested in. Most of them are not interested in, am I building these children to be healthy people tomorrow for the society? They don't care. You know, why am I saying this? Because if you care about building your child to maybe be very eloquent, to do well in school, or for people to look at them like a demigod, oh, my son or my daughter is so smart and intelligent. Why don't you build them also to be emotionally healthy? Because you do a good job at cooking, making sure there's always healthy food at home. You make sure that they go to school, you prepare them to school. Why don't you also build in them that emotional, that emotional being, that soul aspect of them? While you are giving them food and they are eating, you're dressing your children for school, you tell them that they can make it, you tell them that they are beautiful, you instill in them values where they will hold themselves upright and say they are beautiful, they are amazing, and that they are worthy to even live their lives. Because I've spoken to some people sometimes, they tell you, oh, I'm so suicidal, I feel like giving up, oh my gosh, I just feel like killing myself. Why? Because of crazy words that have been spoken to them, spoken into their lives. You may be watching me and maybe you have been a victim of these things. I'm telling you, there's always hope, guys. You know, and one thing I know I spoke about that as well is most African parents want you to just move on. You know, they'll tell you, oh, you know, I'm your mother, let's just move on. Sometimes, or I'm your father, let's just move on. Oh, I'm your auntie. You know, sometimes African parent that will be so rude to you. They may tell you some mean and harsh words. When you try to talk to them about it, like, oh, maybe, you know, uncle, you know, or mommy, dad, you know, this thing you spoke to me, it really kind of hurt my feelings. You know, you said this, you said that. They will not listen. They'll be like, oh, well, let's move on. They don't want to tell you. They will never apologize to you. They will never apologize. They will never say nothing. What happened? Boom. They will just go out and about and they will I'm telling you, they'll tell you that let's move on from it. They don't care if you are okay with it. They don't care if, you know, the thing really hurt you. Let's just move on. Remember, I always say this, for you to even move on, you need to talk and communicate. It does not matter your relationship that you have, you know, with people. You need to communicate with them. You need to talk with them about it. Oh, this is what happened. I'm sorry about it. Then we now move on. So most African parents are like that, always pushing, being so authoritative, domineering, and they don't even want you sometimes to live your own kind of life that you want to. I don't know, you may be watching me, you know, and maybe you've gone through that circle of life where maybe your parents bashed you, they talked you down, they made you feel that you're not worthy, they made you feel you're not beautiful. I've actually seen cases, where other parents would tell their kids that, oh, you're not even beautiful. Oh, you're so good for nothing, and let me tell you guys, before I go, I want to tell you guys this funny thing about my uncle. So I've grown up where my uncles are like my brothers, right? So my uncle, one time he came to the house and, we're talking, and he just came and I was walking and I was cooking. So that day we make roast fish at home. So we made the roast fish, grilled it and everything. My uncle was eating and he was like, it was so nice. And he was like, oh, baby, you're my 3 million. So 3 million of francs is almost about, let's say, $6,000 plus. It's just like a figurative thing. So from that, he always say, "Oh, my 3 million." Every time he will come and, "Oh, you're my 3.5 million. Oh, you're my 4 million." So it's just, in Africa, there's this thing they call like a bride price thing, where the people, like the guy, if someone wants to marry, they come and give like money and stuff like that. Why am I sharing this story? It was a funny thing because you'll be like, oh, it's expensive. But I think generally, in the African culture, I don't know, it depends. Some cultures, I don't think they charge money. Some cultures will tell you that it's $100. You can come and pay the bride price, and then, you go ahead and do some other traditional rites. So why am I telling you this story? It's my uncle did not necessarily come to me and say, "Oh, you're beautiful," or whatever. He placed value. Back then in the days, even 1 million in my country, that's a lot of money, right? How many people even pay bride price for 1 million or even 300,000? Although they may pay maybe 100,000 francs or about $200 for bride price, they will now buy some other traditional things. But when he said that, or when he says that, it's like, oh wow, he added some value to me. Happy Sunday, my dear. How is Canada today, sweetheart? When he said that, it's like, oh, it boosts my confidence. Like, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I deserve something better. When I talk to my mom often, okay, nice talking with you. Oh, love you, bye. It makes me feel like I'm loved. When I talk to my auntie, she does that too. Why am I even bringing these examples to you? You can have people in life that nobody ever told you that you are beautiful. I don't know, like I always say this on this channel. I have a vision where on my channel, I tell beautiful ladies out there that you are beautiful, and that you watching me, you may be listening to me now, you are the beauty of Christ. Most women, most especially, I'm talking to a lot of women, especially, most African women are out there and they are so depressed because, their family or their family or their mothers and stuff like that have talked them down. I'm here to tell you today that you are beautiful and that you are the beauty of Christ because you are deserving. It's not just about, getting up someday and just doing whatsoever. No, I want you to carry yourself as a queen that you are. Carry yourself as an amazing person that you are. Don't just sit there and, oh my gosh, I think I'm good for nothing. Oh my gosh, I don't think I'm worthy enough. Oh my gosh, they say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. But you've probably been making a lot of lemonade for a long time. And I'm saying it again, if you're a beautiful lady and you are watching me, guys, I want to tell you that you are beautiful. A lot of African parents have touched the egos of their girl children. They have touched the ego of their children. They have made their children feel that, oh, the children are good for nothing until they bring something to the table. Then they are worthy for something. I don't know. You don't need material things, to feel worthy. You don't need things, physical proclamations and pronouncements from people to actually feel that you are worthy of something. Your ego may be touched, and you may be a lady. You are looking for love in men. You think that men are the ones that will give you love. Love always comes from inside out. I'm telling you that you are loved, you are beautiful, and you are amazing. I always say it all the time that you watching me, you are the beauty of Christ. It may not always look like it, guys. It may not always look like it. And I know, it may be like, oh my gosh, what is she even talking about? There are some people that I even spoke to, and they tell me, oh, Bella, you know what? Oh my gosh, I just feel like giving up. I've grown up knowing that I'm not even worthy. You grow up and maybe you're the first kid, your parents have given you the task that, you know what, your job is to take care of your siblings. You grow up taking care of your siblings and you are not even appreciated and all whatnot. You feel that, you know what, I don't think, I've noticed a lot of African girls, they grow up and their lives are like, oh my gosh, they feel so bad and terrible. Why? Because their egos are being like pierced. Why? Because nobody's there to tell them that they are deserving. Nobody's out there to tell them that they are worthy. Nobody's out there to tell them that they are deserving of good things. You may be watching me, you deserve good things as well. Yeah, you deserve good things as well. You deserve beautiful things as well. You are amazing. I don't know who really needs to hear this. You need to share this live stream with a sister that is feeling crushed. A lot of girls have gone through terrible relationships. Not that I'm blaming parents, African parents, for that. No, I'm saying that if, for example, many girls have gone through lots of tough times. But if you as a parent have always been there for them to tell them that, hey, your failed relationship does not necessarily mean that it's the end of the world. People will be happier, they'll be merrier, and all the good things that you can think of. Yeah. So I'm telling you today, go ahead, this is a new week, carry yourself accordingly. Walk like a queen that you are. Wear your crown up more than ever before. Fix your crown. Move like a queen, walk like a queen, talk like a queen, and be the best version of yourself that you can ever be. If you feel that you want to maybe exercise, go ahead and do it. If you think that you want to start up a business and that's what will make you feel happy, go ahead and do it. If you think that, oh my gosh, all along rather, life has been so tough for me, I don't know how I'm going to do this, go ahead and begin to live your life. A lot of people, because maybe they'll say, oh, maybe you've carried your entire family, think that, oh, let me do this, let me do that, and you've not been appreciated. Carry yourself. It's never too late to start. Carry yourself accordingly. Mommy, thank you. You say you are beautiful. You are beautiful too. I have a message for you as a lady, to tell other women that they are beautiful. Never feel inferior to tell another lady that they are beautiful. I have, like right now, I have my sisters with me. I tell them all the time, oh, you're looking beautiful today. It doesn't mean, it doesn't mean. Thank you, Mom. Say she want to remind me time and again. Thank you. It doesn't mean that because I'm telling them or I tell them that they are beautiful, it doesn't mean that, it stops my beauty. No. A true queen is someone who will fix the crown of everybody. People have wounds, people have things, hurt, pains that they go through in life. Life will just be super duper better if we all can, push each other, make each other know that we are more beautiful. Like for real. If we can only do that, life will even be way, way better than we thought. Life will be way better. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix my phone. Life will be way, way better than we thought. Life will be way, way better if we can only build each other up, if we can only fix each other's crowns. Let's build each other up. Let's fix each other up. Let's make one another happy. We are all beautiful people. We are all amazing people. We all have something good and unique right inside of us. We all have something great inside of us. If we can only sit and say, you know what, I am a beautiful lady, let's begin to fix each other's crowns. And for you to fix somebody's crown, it begins with yourself, guys. If you are a beautiful lady, like I'm saying, and you think that all hope is lost in this life, you think that, oh my gosh, I don't think I can make it. All hope is not lost. It begins with you. As a beautiful lady, if you need to fix your crown, you should. And I always say this, and like I was saying, for you to fix somebody else's crown, you need to fix your crown. You cannot pour out of a broken container. If you are broken, you need that self-healing. You may have been growing up thinking, oh, I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not worthy enough. I don't think that I can even be anything. But if you heal, then you begin to fix each other's crown, other people's crowns rather. You begin to fix their crowns. You begin to tell them that they are worthy. You begin to tell them that they are deserving. Life is so short to be unhappy. Life is so short, to be in competition for nothing with other people, that you need them and they need you. And like I said before, we should never be a product of our environment. Life can be tough. Life can be filled with ups and downs. I don't know what you're going through. I want you to pick yourself up, rise up, and begin to make those better choices that you want in life. Begin to make those better choices that you want to see in somebody else's life. I'm telling you, life is hard, but as a beautiful lady, I want you to share this message to people out there. Tell the beautiful ladies that they are beautiful. Tell them that they are amazing. Today or this new week, I want you to start it off in a good way. Tell at least 5 people today or this week. Make it a task that this week I'll tell 5 of my sisters that they are beautiful. 5 people, hashtag 5 people. Challenge yourself to tell 5 people, 5 women, 5 ladies that they are beautiful. Challenge yourself to tell somebody that is down that they are amazing. Send somebody a text message. Appreciate them for the work they are doing. It could be your mom, your auntie, or whoever. This any significant woman in your life that has been a blessing to you. Send them a message. Tell them that they are beautiful. Tell them that they are worthy. Tell them that they are deserving, guys. I'm telling you that we will make this world a better place. You make somebody feel worthy. You will even make somebody feel deserving. And I'm telling you, they will be grateful. They will be glad. And at the end of the day, you ended up putting a smile on somebody's face. Guys, never forget. I always say this all the time. You watching me, you are beautiful. You are super duper beautiful. You are the beauty of Christ. Don't forget that. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, guys. Until next time, it's plenty of love from me to you. Always plenty of love from me to you, guys. Yeah, plenty of love from me to you guys. So, guys, thank you so much for everybody that came on here today. I really appreciate it. Mommy, you're beautiful too. They say that the plum doesn't fall far from its tree. And you always say pussy no the born dog, right? So I'm taking after you guys. Remember that you are beautiful. This week is another week to be happy, to be joyful, to celebrate, to jubilate. Make it count. Be happy, carry yourself like a queen that you are, or like a king that you are, if you are watching me, guys. And let's all be happy, jubilate, make merry, and celebrate. Thank you so much for everybody coming. This means so much to me. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Enjoy your week filled with joy, love, fun. Bye, guys.